Good morning. Welcome to Cliff London Uncensored. Woo! I gotta say, everybody, that I am still hanging on after this mess going on. Uh, but I'm still here. Uh, anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay. What I want to talk about today, uh, and it kind of ties into the lunacy that's going on culturally here in America. And I don't mean the same blah, blah, blah victimhood bullshit. So I'll just get right to the point. I was watching, because I was bored and looking for something to watch on Netflix, and I gave this show called Grand Army. The little preview, the trailer kind of was like, oh God, another teen drama. But it gave me the little 92% match thing. I don't know why. So I decided to give it a shot. The episodes are roughly 45 to 50 minutes long, and there was this, I was doing good, going, the woke factor wasn't too high. I could accept it. It wasn't as annoying as it usually was. I said, okay, a little bit. Until about, I want to say 45, maybe 55 minutes into it, there's this scene. They're having this, I guess, fundraiser at school, and the t-shirt it has something to do with nipples showing. Um, and now, basically, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 80s, they would have a thing called wet t-shirt contest. I don't know if they do those now, but when you wet a t-shirt, basically you can see uh, the breast. This is what this t-shirt looked like on this, probably, I don't know if they were seniors or whatever in high school. Anyway, excuse me, or even juniors. I don't know. But the point is that during the scene, she comes up and there's a couple of guy friends. And one of them looks at her and goes, hey, you got to change out of that. Okay. Because we have a quiz later on, insinuating the fact that her breast looked so good that it would be a distraction. So one of the other guys that's standing there, like a simp, says, hey bro, if you have a problem with what she's wearing and can't concentrate because of it, man, that's your problem. And then the guy that was mentioning the quiz goes, hey D, don't try to school me on misogyny. And then the chick with the pseudo wet t-shirt goes, oh, my woke boys. And she gives them both a hug. And at that point, I was done. Keep in mind also on this show, Grand Army, or should I call it Grand Piss, one of the concerns of these high school girls was to be on the fuck list. Now, how can you have these characters wanting to be on the fuck list, which is about as high as objectification as you can get? I mean, it was on their phone. All these girls wanted to be on it. They really, what, you didn't put me on the fuck list? Did I make the fuck list? So they wanted to be on the fuck list in spirit only. I mean, fuck list is all about look. So they wanted to be on the fuck list, but not objectified. And I'm like, oh my God, watching this, and you might think that I kind of reading a bit into it here, but follow me, because this is the type of shit that is fucking starting to disease our culture. And not even that. You know what? I would say even disease common sense. Oh, and by the way, they had a couple of extra ultra woke black dudes, and they made a girl, they was messing around with a girl's wallet, and they made her lose her wallet, and she got $200 stolen, and they decided they were going to get the money back for her. And guess what they were going to do to get the money? You guessed it. Play the saxophone on the street corner. How stereotypical is that? You see, these woke people, they think that they are in the right, but really they end up being more stereotypical and prejudiced than anyone else. Now, this whole Grand Army thing reminded me of a moment that I had on the train coming home. And first and foremost, before I get into this story, I'm going to say that um, you can't live in the world the way you want it to be or how it should be. You have to conduct yourself according to how the world is, especially when it comes to safety. And that leads me to this story. So I'm coming home from work late, early, so late it was early in the morning. And, I noticed a young lady, probably early 20s, and she was wearing some of the, what we used to call back in the day, Daisy Duke shorts. And the t-shirt was very, 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 I mean, revealing. Hey, and she looked really great. When I went down, I came down the stairs. It was just her and a few guys, and I could clearly see them whispering and looking her direction. And I can see that she was very, very, very fearful, very, very, very uncomfortable. So we eventually got on the train. The train came, and it was just me and her on this, since it was a COVID restrictions, just her and I in a car by ourselves. I didn't want to scare her, so I gladly sat as far away from her as I could because the poor little thing looked like she was going to piss her pants. Lo and behold, through the door, because the cars are connected, they come through, and all three of them sit across from her. Okay? Hey, baby, what's your name? This is what they doing, man. You looking good in these shorts, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, I mean, you had to be there, but I'm going, wow, if I, hadn't been there. Anyway, so of course, I did not have a firearm, but I was armed with a few weapons that I regularly carry on me. This is Chicago. I go and sit down next to her going, don't I know you from somewhere, and kind of give her a look like, but I think she vibes off of it right away. So she acts like she knows me too. So we start talking, and I'm kind of looking at these guys, like, can I help you? I know this person, they kind of get upset and talking shit, something ass nigga or something. And they left. And so me and this young lady start talking. And I said to her that, I said, well, you, at this hour, do you have to dress this way? And immediately she gave me the 20 something, like, I can wear what I want. I said, well, yeah, of course you can. And, it does suck that there are sickos in the world that you just can't, wear these things. And nothing happened. But what I told her, I said, this is, the issue is like I stated before, living in the world the way that it is, the reality that it is, and not what you want it to be or think it should be. My suggestion was, I said, because see, regardless of all that, there are still evil men and women in the world. So when I asked her if, maybe it would be a good idea, since she's a woman traveling alone and she actually believes that there are enough police, I got this from her via conversation, that she would just call the cops, is what she said. When I asked her, what would you have done if I wasn't, around? And I was, I was trying to explain to her that it's not I'm not trying to tell her what to wear. I'm trying to help her be a little safer, because unfortunately, regardless of all the bullshit they tell you, there is a certain biology in men, and we see things, evil and good men are affected the same way by, like all animals are. You see a woman, you find her attractive, it triggers certain biological responses in you, as it would anyone. The evil part, the evil men, may take, you know, uh, the regular old dude would probably try to sneak a look at them when she turned around, turn away very quickly. You've all done it. You're looking like, oh my God, they turn away real quick. Or I was checking my watch, Um, and it's not, oftentimes, I don't even think that it's an objectifying thing like these women make it out to be. You know, it literally is, you're doing it before you even know, especially if it's attractive. Now, women do this too, but it's okay when a woman does it. You know, it's okay for us to be objectified. I mean, even me saying it sounds like a wussy because I honestly don't care if, you know. Now, a lot of people, you guys might, you know, a lot of my female subscribers may not even agree with me, but it's like, well, at some point, people in general, but especially women, you know, I've been watching a lot of these true crime shows, and about 80% of them that are abducted and snatched are women. And my advice to her was to bring something in her book bag or something, maybe some sweats or something to change into, because who are you trying to oppress at 3 a.m.? And at 3 a.m., all the crazes are out here. So I just think that it, you know, for you, I was like, listen, I wouldn't go inside the gay bar with the butt out jeans that Prince has on, because I know that that may entice them, or I am saying something with that outfit. And I was just thinking in terms of her safety. Her having actual clothing on could be the difference between, you know, the few seconds needed for her to either get away, the few, you know, if they have to go through jeans or sweats or both. Not a little skimpy ass mini skirt where you can barely cross your legs without it riding halfway up your ass crack. Why you would want to be dressed like that on public transportation and your skin that close to the fucking piss and shit is beyond me. I don't know who they're doing this for. Now, of course, if you're going to do this stuff, maybe go in a group or something and travel in a pack. If that's what you want to do, of course, there's nothing wrong with being noticed. There's nothing wrong with, you know, I would like women to be comfortable and be able to wear what they want to as well. Me personally, I'm not saying that I'm just saying that Chicago is a tough place, and you want to give yourself every opportunity. And at some point, I think in this culture with this new bullshit woke stuff, ever since um, with this section of it, as far as women, ever since this Weinstein stuff, they have these women beating up Marines and stuff on TV, you know, all of a sudden getting out of bed in the morning and knowing martial arts and stuff. And I think that this is getting in their head a little bit. I think they're actually starting to believe that they could actually whoop the shit out of somebody with true intent. Whoop the shit out of somebody that is really meaning to do them harm, because they keep seeing this shit over and over and over and over again. So this young lady, she really was you know, I should be able. And finally, I got through to her by saying, you have to be responsible for your own safety. Because the reality of it is there aren't truly enough police to protect us. The reality of it is, you know, the conductor probably wouldn't have been able to do shit. They could have been in and out. They could have, you know, didn't even have to go to the extreme. They could have just groped her and jumped off the car before the cops even got there. And then, you know, she's traumatized. Now she hates men. You know, next thing you know, she's on Facebook talking about Kamala Harris is the greatest thing since fucking oatmeal. Again, that is one of the things permeating our cultural behavior. Completely illogical. Luckily, this young lady was willing to listen to reason, because I was just saying, you know, you want to be as, you know, you want to fade in as much as possible. You don't want to spark, you know. It's the same thing that, let's say that if I owned a Rolex, I probably wouldn't wear it at 3 a.m. on a train. Or if I had anything of value that could be taken from me, I probably, you know, let's say, okay, so I wouldn't wear, you know, if I was just walking around with 10 grand in my pockets, you know, or whatever, I wouldn't let everybody know what I got. So, ladies, you shouldn't let everybody know what you got. And the truth is, at some point, you got to be responsible and take responsibility for your own safety. No, unless he is a really wimp, you cannot beat up a man. Biologically, we have, it doesn't, well, actually, no, you can beat up a man, actually, if you know how to fight correctly. But if it's just, but if it's just squaring off, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win. Or if you're trying to escape being restrained, we're quite stronger. I know that they got that stupid ass Batwoman show on where they show her whooping all these guys' ass. Just please bear with me. Please understand that shit's not real. Women can do a bunch of shit way better than any man can do, and I think it's beautiful and I love it. But that is a far cry from kicking the shit. She wouldn't have been able to do shit against those 3 guys. And I'm just going to end with this. I'm going to repeat myself one last time and say, you cannot live your life according to the way you think the world should be. You have to live your life according to the way that the world is, especially when it comes to safety. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if I give that bullshit show Grand Army, it's on Netflix, if you want to, just watch it, at least watch it to the scene. It'll stand out like a sore thumb, okay? And let me know what you think in the comments section. The show is called Grand Army. It's bullshit. That is my review. Give it 2 thumbs down. Yes, I only watched 1 episode, well, part of 1 episode, because I was like, this is all I need to know. Again, it's called Grand Army, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you like the content today, and if you like me, please give me a thumbs up because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I guess that's it for me this morning, everybody. Remember, there is no fate but what we make for ourselves, and I got to change that. If you guys have any ideas for new outro sayings, also put those in the comment section, because it looks like our fate is going to be a bit decided by this crazy, wacky ass regime. I'm Cliff London Uncensored. Have a good day, everybody. Oh, before I go, and tell me what you think in the comment section about the world and how you should live in it. Should you live in it the way that you want it to be? Or should you live in the world the way that it is? Let me know in the comment section. Again, this is Cliff London Uncensored. Good morning, everybody. And for me, good night.